Many now are moving through new aspects of their life where that is good. Many now, dear ones, as they have released an inordinate amount of the old where that is concerned, are now moving through quite possibly shadow periods where that is concerned, feeling the depth of releasing the old where that is concerned. So as you move out of your month of October into your month of November, in these last 3 months of the year of 2019, years, dear one, of advancement where that is concerned. The end of your year of 2019 is a period of time of advancement where that is concerned. But what is transpiring, dear ones, is you have endeavored to release an inordinate amount of old in your life, the old aspects that no longer work for you, the old habits, patterns, and rituals and behaviors that no longer work for you. Seeing the old coming to the surface where that is concerned. Quite possibly what is transpiring in your life right now, dear ones, is there are situations in your life right now, in a certain aspect of your life, where you're releasing the old, certain situations that are arising right now, that are beginning to trigger old wounding, old belief systems where that is concerned. Quite possibly feeling not enough where that is concerned. Quite possibly feeling not perfect enough where that is concerned. Quite possibly fueling, dear ones, your old behaviors, your old rituals, the old beliefs of lack, limitation, and struggling to survive life where that is concerned. So what is transpiring now for many, dear ones, as you have endeavored to release the old in your life where that is concerned, many are now moving through the shadow period or the darkness of it, as if they're feeling a death where that is concerned, as if they're in the middle of the void where that is concerned, or standing in the void, or being in the void, where you're feeling as if there is nothingness transpiring in your life right now. You're in a place quite possibly of emptiness in your life right now, and quite possibly looking outside of yourself to fill up that emptiness where that is concerned, which in many ways for many is an old behavior where that is concerned. I'm feeling empty, so I must look outside of myself and fill up the emptiness with something, with someone, with some activity where that is concerned. And this all moves you into the place of allowing yourself to be alone where that is concerned. So as you move into your month of November, what we encourage each and every one of you is move into a place of being alone where that is concerned, allowing yourself to be alone, but not separated and isolated. What we mean by that, dear ones, as you endeavor to move into harmony, equality, with others where that is concerned, and relationships with others, in harmony, equality, and community with others, that is about moving in that direction, in that aspect of your life, in a healthy way where that is concerned, where you're bringing the fullness of you into that, as you as the ingredient into the whole where that is concerned. So it is not about, dear ones, moving into isolation and separation as you move quite possibly through shadow periods in your life, move through a darkness of your life, moving through the death periods of your life, moving into where you are mourning the aspects of what you have released in your life, quite possibly the relationships that you have released in your life, the old behaviors that you released in life, moving through this shadow period of this darkness where you are now moving and mourning, dear one, the death of the old where that is concerned. So, but it is about being with all that. It's about being with the feelings of that where that is concerned, because it is now bringing up feelings within you of emptiness, quite possibly, because you are not empty, dear ones. You are always filled with you where that is concerned, but you are feeling quite possibly empty where that is concerned, feeling alone, feeling whatever you are feeling at this moment in time as you move into your month of November. So your month of November, quite possibly, is to take a step back where that is concerned and move into periods of aloneness where that is concerned, where you can rejuvenate yourself. But it is not, dear ones, and we stress this, dear ones, not about isolating and separating yourself. It is about simply allowing yourself in periods of time to simply be alone and move into that aloneness. Move into aloneness in your vernacular, a constructive way, a healthy way where that is concerned, where you're allowing yourself to feel all of your feelings, allowing yourself to be where you are with compassion, quite possibly in the shadow, in the darkness, in the mourning period where that is concerned. But it is important to understand, dear ones, as you consciously, in this new state of consciousness and awareness, release the old in your life, release old aspects of your life, old relationships of your life that is current in your life that no longer serves your highest good and moves you in the directions of raising your resonance and vibration in your soul's divine plan. What that will also do, dear ones, is trigger the aspects of your life where you quite possibly didn't move through a shadow period, a darkness, or a mourning period. Quite possibly, dear one, the death of someone in your life who is very near and dear with you, that you didn't allow yourself that grieving period, that mourning period, that alone period where you went outside of yourself to simply mask all of that. And now it is triggering these old aspects of your life as well. So what is transpiring as you move into your month of November, as you have consciously in awareness, in a greater awareness, released much of the old in your life, that is now triggering, quite possibly, what you have repressed and suppressed in your life before. And then old memories are surfing, quite possibly learning, dear ones, to be alone, to be with yourself, and allowing yourself to have your feelings, as we have stressed over many, many times we have connected with you where that is concerned. So in many ways, what is transpiring for many, dear ones, is there are certain aspects of that is transpiring in your life that are beginning to trigger you. Triggering you, situations in your life, happenstance in your life, that is beginning to trigger you, that triggers you, and it brings up the old aspects of your life, meaning quite possibly not enough, not good enough, not perfect enough, but also bringing up aspects of your life where quite possibly the struggling to survive symptoms surface, the struggling to survive life aspects or the old wounds regarding that come up inside of you. But it is important now, as what is transpiring in your life outside of yourself is triggering you, is to now allow yourself to be where you are and begin to utilize your tools. To know that there are feelings. To know that it is about, this is transpiring in my life. I am being triggered. My struggling to survive life is coming up. How do I deal with that? Do I languish in it, or do I allow it to surface and utilize my tools to see that now that I am living in abundance, how can I move through what is being triggered in my life? We are using this as examples, dear ones, for you. So you are being triggered outside of yourself right now. And what is surfacing, quite possibly, for example, is lack, limitation, and struggling to survive life. That begins to rear its head once again as you are being triggered outside of yourself. And as you are being triggered, it is about allowing yourself to be where you are, realizing in a new state of consciousness and awareness of this. And then see, what would the old behaviors be? That I am now being triggered, this is being triggered and surfacing, and the feelings connected with it are surfacing, meaning my old belief systems that I am not good enough and not perfect enough are surfacing that are connected to lack, limitation, and struggling to survive life, and quite possibly fighting deprivation. So this may be transpiring in many lives in different ways where that is concerned. So it is important now, dear ones, to move into a place of aloneness in your month of November at periods of time to simply begin to utilize your tools and processes, realize and move back in and say, how much do I love, honor, and value myself, what is in my life, and who is in my life, that I can open my heart to and share what is transpiring and allow them to move me through this or assist, support, and guide me through this. As we said to you the last time we came to you, dear ones, it is not about deifying others outside of yourself, looking for them for the answers, but simply allowing yourself to be where you are, move into the depth and breadth of your heart space with acceptance and compassion, and simply say, this is what is transpiring in my life. This is what is being triggered. Quite possibly, can you support and guide me through this by revealing the new me to me, by reminding me of the new me to me. So that, dear ones, is the difference between when you move into these periods of your life, these aspects of your life, where the old is surfacing in your life. Instead of isolating and separating yourself and sinking and indulging into the feelings, into the old, sinking and indulging into the feelings that I am not good enough, that I am not perfect enough, and now my struggling to survive life, lack, limitation is surfacing, and I will now go off and isolate and separate myself and wallow in all of that. It is simply a two-step process, dear ones. It is about allowing yourself to be where you are, see the surroundings, move in, ask yourself, what am I feeling? What do I need? Can I accept where I am with compassion and acceptance? And now utilize your tools to move through it. And then the difference now, dear ones, between isolating and separating, self-indulging and wallowing in the old that is surfacing, is to open your heart space and simply approach another and ask for support and guidance. To know, dear ones, that you are not alone. You are not alone in this world, dear ones. There are wonderful and most glorious souls who honor and value and love you, who will open their heart to support and guide you on your pathway where you are right now. So the difference, dear ones, is as you move into your month of November, the reason why, dear ones, we say it's time for a period of aloneness is to simply to discover all of this. To simply be in a place of aloneness, to allow yourself to feel all of your feelings, quite possibly to grieve what you need to grieve, quite possibly to mourn what you need to mourn, and to give yourself this period of time in aloneness. But once again, dear ones, we stress it is not about isolating and separating yourself, indulging and sinking and wallowing into all of what is transpiring in your life. It is time now, dear ones, as we have said to you repeatedly, dear ones, raising your resonance and vibration. When you move into places where, dear ones, you are moving through the shadow and the darkness, many think that your vibration is lowering, your resonance is lowering, because you are in a state of the shadow, you're a state of the mourning period where that is concerned. But you're still, dear ones, resonating at a high vibrational level, where you can now allow yourself to be with love, acceptance, and compassion, and opening your heart space to give yourself the freedom to feel all of your feelings. It is why we said to you, dear ones, aspects of your life, what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm outside of you, may be triggering all of this. And then, dear ones, what you have consciously released in your life, the relationships that you released right now, where you are right now, doing that releasing may also trigger aspects of your life where you didn't allow yourself the time to mourn, to grieve, and feel your feelings. And then the memories, quite possibly, of relationships that you released in the past. Quite possibly, dear ones, those who made transitions in their life, in this lifetime, whom you were very close to in your vernacular. That is surfacing because you quite possibly did not give yourself the time to be in those grieving periods, those mourning periods, or that shadow period. These are examples, dear ones, that we are giving you right now to see, to take a look at your life. If in fact, dear ones, you are moving through a shadow period, moving through a period of grieving and mourning where that's, to simply allow yourself to be where you are. Your month of November, dear ones, is a time to see all of this. In many ways, your month of November is also an awakening to yourself, an awakening to a deeper aspect of yourself, to see quite possibly where you walk off, isolate and separate yourself, indulge and sink into all that is transpiring in your life, which is an old behavior, dear ones. If in fact, dear ones, you are seeking intimacy, if in fact your intention is intimacy with others, it is about opening your heart space. So in this period of time, dear ones, open your heart space to you. Allow yourself to utilize the tools that you need And then open your heart space to another. And simply express to them, this is where I am. And allow them to remind you of the greatness that you are. And they are there to simply support and guide you through this period. So in many ways, dear ones, your month of November is a month of intimacy. Moving into a greater depth of intimacy with yourself and a greater depth of intimacy with others as you move through whatever is transpiring in your life right now, dear ones. It is most important, dear ones, to know that as you move through these shadow periods, as you move through these grieving periods, where you may think that you are moving in a place of low, dense vibrational energy, dear ones, you are not. But it is simply now about, dear ones, opening your heart and knowing that you are loved exactly where you are.